want it done in the next block kind of attitude, right? That's not transactional. That's security.
But will this inhibit the inflows into the ETH ETF having those sort of gas fees?
So
$1 billion a day. Is that
when you buy GE stock, you buy based on the value of GE and what
right?
you think it's going to go up. So I'm not really interested in if I go and deposit $10,000 and I pay $50 to move it in, that's not really a big fee.
But we're seeing people leave Grayscale on the BTC ETF
They're
because
taking
of
the
the fees.
percentages on an ongoing basis.
True.
If I buy the ETH and I stick it in my wallet, there's no other gas fee until I sell it
Okay.
or move it.
Okay.
Right. So I don't pay ongoing fees.
No. Right.
Right.
I get
They pay ongoing fees. That's
Right.
that's what they're getting dinged for. So
okay.
so I put $1 million in Grayscale, and Grayscale's at 1.5% fees. Then,
Over and over again.
Then over at the end of the year, they've got 1.5%, and they're going to want another 1.5% next year.
Right.
Well, they're taking my money.
Yeah.
But if I just take that and self-custody that in my wallet, because it's just Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
I can hold it myself.
Okay.
Right now, I'm not paying those fees. That's a different kind of fee.
Okay.
Gas fee is about moving it. Right. It's about running the engine. So I'm executing a smart contract, or I'm producing a transaction block, a send or a receive type transaction block. Then there's a fee associated with putting that into the block and running enough EVM to move the asset from that wallet to that wallet. Okay.
So if I go to Coinbase, about $1 million in ETH, is the fee going to be extraordinary?
No.
So I'm not going to be looking at like those NFT fees that you were paying to mint your NFTs. It's different. I'm seeing this differently, right?
Yeah. So the first thing I'd say is when you go to Coinbase, you're not on chain.
Right. They're buying it from their.
So
you're
going to pay a fee to them for the purchase part. Like like all exchanges have that part of it. Right.
Okay.
But you're not going to pay gas fees until you want it in your own wallet.
So I move it to my trust wallet.
Now you're going to pay a gas fee to move it, and that gas fee is going to be low.
So on that $1 million of ETH I buy on Coinbase, now I want to move it to my trust wallet.
Right.
It's still not going to be like what you're talking about, the fees to mint your NFTs.
No, fees
it's
to
a lower
mint are
fee.
more because
You're using more machine.
You're running a whole contract. Yeah.
Okay.
So the last time I sent E from Coinbase, just a couple of days ago, I paid $2.
Okay. From Coinbase to a wallet.
Coinbase to a wallet.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that amount could have been any amount.
From $10,000 to $1 million.
It could have been 0.05 ETH.
Right.
Or it could have been 1,000 ETH.
Okay.
And the fee would have been $2.
That's what I was getting at then. So the ETH ETFs incoming, right?
Mhm.
If they're seeing big inflows, they're not going to be paying huge gas fees for that money to be buying some ETH, even if they're buying it on chain. That's a different fee because they're not using that EVM like you're talking about.
Right.
Okay.
So a lot of gas fee really comes from running smart contracts for things like NFTs.
Right. Okay.
Right? Because what you're doing is you're executing code.
Right.
I know
power.
Yeah, I know
computational
most
power.
people aren't necessarily real code savvy, but if you think about it, it's like an instruction, like a cookbook. And some people, when they go to cook, they got a lot of instructions, right? And every one of those instructions, they got to do something. So, grate the cheese, and they go grate the cheese, right?
Right.
And some people, they just cut a couple hunks and throw it in,
Right.
and it melts in there,
Yeah.
right? And they don't do that extra work of grating the cheese, right?
Mhm.
So that's an overhead cost to the recipe. Well, the same thing is true in a smart contract. If the contract is long, you could have more fees. If there's more instructions being executed,
Okay.
then there's more time required on the virtual computer.
Right.
That time is paid for with gas.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So
Yep.
if it's just a send from this wallet to this wallet, that's a pretty well-known low amount of EVM time.
That's a 1 ingredient recipe
Yeah.
versus 1,000 ingredient recipe.
Right.
Right.
Well,
That makes sense.
if you're on OpenSea and you see something that you like, it's like 3 or 4 steps. The person who holds it has given authorization to OpenSea to move it when it's purchased.
Okay.
So you come along and you like this NFT. Now you say, I want to buy that. This is my wallet. Okay. So now my wallet has to give money to the Coinbase intermediary wallet, or not Coinbase, but to where
OpenSea.
OpenSea. And then OpenSea has to take that asset and use it to swap with that person and then send you your NFT.
Okay.
So from there, it's me to them to them back, them back. That's like 4 transactions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And those are all on contracts.
Okay. That's
Okay.
expensive.
So you're executing through a computer,
Right.
and you're not doing, it's not send this to that guy.
Right.
It's here's some money, go buy that from that guy and get it yourself and then bring it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why buying an NFT is a lot more expensive than sending.
Yeah, that's a lot of steps versus me just handing you cash across the table and you handing me the NFT.
Exactly.
Right.
If I could do that.